next, we are jumping right to the Z's with, by day, Gary Zenker is a marketing professional, banging out plans and copies for B2B and B2C clients. By night, he takes lessons of human behavior and crafts them into flash fiction stories. He also runs 2 writers groups which help local authors better their craft and reach their publishing goals. With a new podcast called 999 Words or Less, featuring flash fiction readings, and his new party game, Writer's Blocks, he continues to help others bring their stories to new audiences. Gary.
The framed theater posters on the wall, 20 of them, were a resume of the man's career. A single book of matches on the desk from the Black Cat caught my eye. Suddenly, the truth slams me like a lead pipe to the back of the head. Actually, it may have been a lamp. It doesn't matter. The result was the same, and it all faded to black. When I came to, I was strapped to a metal chair with tie-offs that would make a sailor proud. Car headlights shined in my eyes, making me squint. I played this entire scene wrong. It was anyone's guess whether Lois Danger's favorite son would ever celebrate the 1948 New Year. I recognized the over-applied perfume belonging to one Betty Swanson, wife of the recently dead Gerald Swanson, and not coincidentally, my latest client. The muzzle that pressed against the base of my skull spoke volumes before I heard her musky voice. "You've gotten a bit too close to the truth," she said. "It's what happens when you hire a good shamus," I replied. There had been some suspicions about the first meeting, but the money had made me look past the little warning voice in my head. A beautiful woman in black, mourning her husband, wanting me to look into the death. There was a chance, I thought, for good pay and maybe a bonus. "I heard that you were washed up, that you were good before." Before was the placeholder for before the shooting and before the drinking. It's hard to live up to a reputation or live one down. I realized too late that my hiring was a cover-up, and what better cover-up than a private dick hired by the widow. "How did you figure it out?" She coughed from the cigarette she obviously just lit. "Little things, like that cough. That's the cough of a new smoker, not one with a 20-year habit. Damn nasty things. I told her to stop, that the things would kill her. Methinks that thou protest too much." She walked around to face me, dressed in mourning black, veil to toe, the same as each time I met her. "And the perfume," I continued. "The first time, it was just a hint. The second time, overpowering, like someone who hadn't had years to figure out how much to use, or was using it to distract. Then the framed posters in the matchbook, not the type of bar a lady like Betty Swanson would visit, or any real lady." She lifted her veil. The headlight silhouetted the figure. I couldn't see the face, but it didn't matter. I knew it was Gerald standing there. "You have no idea how carefully we planned this." Was she a part of it, or just another victim? She was part of it in the beginning. I needed her to play the role. He laughed at his own joke, but certainly not long term. I told her we would split the money and she could start a new life with someone more suited to her leanings, and so could I. She agreed. But in the end, I questioned, in the end, why should I split the money with her? I could easily play both parts, the dead husband and the grieving widow. I strained against the ropes. "Marines," he said, "the knots will hold far longer than you have." He leveled the Colt at me. "And now," I asked. "Poor Betty Swanson takes her insurance check and goes off to England to start a new life, never to be heard from again. And Gerald begins a new life under a new identity in a more liberal environment. What about the real Betty? In Key West, waiting for a paycheck that will never show. But that's what you get for trying to fake a death and cheat insurance companies, isn't it? Disappointment." "Disappointment," I nodded. "Plans go sideways, like her being here," and I stared over his shoulder. "Stupid trick. That won't work." But his voice was drowned out by the echo of 3 rounds. He fell to the ground with his blood creating a dark pool around him. "Nice shooting," I told the real Betty. I had a lot of free time while he was out catting around. I filled it with target practice. I smiled. I liked this woman. He sent me away to wait for him. But if he didn't show up to split the cash, what would I do? Turn myself in, saying I faked his death? She smiled as she untied me. "So what should we do with his body?" I rubbed my wrist where the tight ropes had chafed them. "It seems to me that the insurance company believes he fell overboard. I say that it was just delayed, and I can still feel good about confirming that. As long as I get, what, 15%? After all, you did hire me. And saved your life. Which wouldn't have been in danger if not for you." Tomato, tomato. We dumped the body in the back of his own car and drove to the boat slip. She turned to me. You know, I still have the place in Key West. Maybe you'd like to join me for a month or 3. Who knows? Maybe they have need for a good detective agency. I have some money I need to invest, and a girl likes a smart companion. Now that's the kind of bonus I'm talking about.